I've worked on renovations for nearly 10 years now, which is so hard to believe. And looking back, I've learned so much. From buying and decorating a small flat as my first ever foray into interiors, to buying this place which hadn't been touched since the 60s, then completely transforming it and setting up my interior design and renovation company. It's been a great decade. Today, I want to take you through the 6 things that I've learned in the last 10 years of renovating during my 20s and help you feel really ready for this new chapter ahead. So let's get into it. Lesson 1, the best planned projects get the best results. Believe me, one of the quickest routes to failure or being disappointed with your renovation results is not planning effectively and not determining what you want early enough. As if buying a property isn't hard enough, starting a renovation gets really, really overwhelming, even for the experienced. You have to have answers to a million different questions from a lot of different trade professionals and be able to communicate your grand vision while leading the team in quite a chaotic site. Those projects, large or small, that forward plan well and spend a lot of time detailing technical specifics and ironing out problems before they've arisen, are the projects that avoid those oversights or miscommunications, which inevitably lead to a poor finish and budgets spiralling out of control. We renovated this house in stages, which actually worked out so much better for us rather than doing everything all at once, because we managed to cut our teeth on some less important rooms, like the living room and bedrooms, before tackling those more technical rooms like the kitchen diner. And this meant we were able to incrementally improve our own design, planning and coordination skills over time, learning from our mistakes early on and then applying them into the next room. But honestly, it wasn't without its hiccups. Our first bathroom renovation is a really good example of this. It ended up being a huge rush job because we left the planning way too late. And although it was renovated to an okay standard, there were definitely some mistakes and regrets which we now have to go back and correct. So I know there's huge temptation to pick up the phone, start getting quotes, throw down the dust sheets and really get stuck in. You want to crack on, you want to see progress and you want to make it your home. But I promise you, proper planning before you do this is the foundation of every good renovation, and it's the key to getting incredible, cohesive results with the money that you have. And in my opinion, there's just no such thing as over-planning. Lesson 2, renovations are fluid, but a solid plan and resilience will keep you sane. Renovations have so many moving parts and things are bound to happen that you couldn't have planned for. You just have to take a deep breath when this happens. When we renovated this house, we planned in as much detail as we physically could, but there were still some hiccups along the way, like the time our radiator supplier sent the wrong size radiator for this living room. We had the heating engineer waiting to install everything, and I'm pretty sure it was like the coldest day of the year, but instead our living room heating just got delayed by a good couple of weeks while they changed the radiators around. I've definitely learned that it's not what happens to you, it's how you deal with it. So on a renovation, you have to stay calm, remember that you're in control and practice resilience. There's no other way around it or you'll go crazy. But I will say though that having those solid plans and budgets in place keeps you focused on your vision and limits the issues that are within your control. Then no matter what craziness occurs, how chaotic it gets, you know that you're taking the right course of action. So when you're having doubts, stick to the plan. If you're feeling stressed, stick to the plan and keep that in mind, and any home improvement project that you take on is sure to go much smoother. Lesson 3, you might need to spend money to learn how to save money. Now, this tip can feel a little counterintuitive, especially if you're just starting out. I know it did for me, definitely. Seeing our budget for some beautiful wooden floors that I had planned just being frittered away before I'd even started any work made me really question whether we were doing the right thing. But with renovations, it's an excellent decision to spend money up front when you know it's going to save you money later on. And our house is a really good example example of this. We were tossing up whether to do a cheaper home buyers report or get a more expensive full structural survey during the conveyancing process, which at the time was double the price. And in the end, we just had to know what we were buying. You know, we had to get someone who was experienced just taking a look at everything and telling us all the problems. It turned out that we actually managed to negotiate £23,500 off the purchase of this property because the full structural survey flagged remedial work that a home buyer's report just never would have captured. And as an aside, one thing that really took us by surprise was just how quickly that you get used to spending kind of eye-watering amounts of money. We go through our pre-renovation lives making quite low ticket purchases. Maybe the odd holiday might be that slight blow on the bank balance, but in a renovation, that thinking kind of goes out the window. Thousands of pounds fly out of your account on a daily basis, and you can start to lose a little bit of perspective. It can feel like you're on this roller coaster bleeding £50 notes. And that's why it's absolutely essential to stay on top of your budget, to control your costs and manage the project in a really professional, controlled way. We've documented our entire 1930s renovation project, all the blood, sweat and tears that went into making this house how we like it, and we managed to budget meticulously during the work. We actually offer online course openings for new renovators who want to discover methods to avoid their cost spiralling and get their hands on some really decent tools that make project management super easy, plus loads of masterclasses to avoid any layout and design regrets. I'll pop a link down below. So yeah, don't be afraid to welcome experts in to help you, so long as you've done all the planning up front and budgeted their fee. You might have to pay for some services that you aren't even sure that you might need yet, like drainage surveys or asbestos surveys, which will give you that information that can prevent a host of problems like flood damage or surprising costs. Information really is priceless. Lesson 4, renovating isn't just for the rich and experienced. For a lot of people, renovating a property can feel really daunting, and I know because I've been there. Renovations often involve really big sums of money, and then just the idea of having the builders in your house for weeks or months on end can be seriously off-putting. It can begin to feel like renovations are just something other people do, but I have to tell you that's definitely not the case. With the right support, I really believe that anyone can do it. I experience this every day through working with such amazing renovators in the FIFA McGee Reno Club. I'm amazed at how varied our members are. It's the full range from first-time buyers figuring out their fixer-uppers to third and fourth-time homeowners who are finally tackling that massive renovation of their dreams. And what it's taught me is that renovating is accessible to so many people, not just those with confidence or experience or loads of money. Knowing that there are people just like you who have been through exactly what you've been through or are going through the same situations as you can be an enormous relief and support. You know, being on your own, frantically Googling solutions to extremely specific and stress-inducing problems is now a thing of the past, and that's the reason why we started our Reno Club. I adore the community that it's become. Real people, real homes, real budgets, completing stunning renovations with confidence, supporting one another and just having fun along the way. Lesson 5, don't just design for now, design for 5, 10, 15 years into the future. Honestly, who knows if we'll live in this house forever? I think a house in the country is definitely up my street at one day. But whatever happens, what I do know is that we made the right choices that will suit our lifestyle long into the future. Choices that have really added value to our property while keeping us under the ceiling price, and just made this house a much better place and really enjoyable to live in. On every project I start, whether it's encouraging students, working directly with clients, or starting something personal, I really urge us all to think further down the line to future-proof our homes, and that might look really different for all of us. It might be that you're putting your budget into sustainable heating solutions, or maybe adding space because you know you want to start a family in the future. Put your future self hat on wherever you can, and I can assure you that your future self's going to thank you for it. Lesson 6. Renovating creates this positive snowball effect. Neil and I always talk about how life used to feel a lot more out of control. When we look back in our earlier lives, the time we lived in a tiny one-bedroom flat, the time we rented, or even the time when we lived in this unrenovated house, there was always this feeling of just compromise. And maybe you can relate when you don't have the right storage, you've got a suboptimal dining or socialising area, there might be damp or mould, or just badly decorated design choices, usually choices from the previous owners. But when we finished renovating this house, we realised that those were all micro stresses throughout our lives. They slowly grind you down, especially during the winter months when you're inside more often and just staring at the four walls. But fast forward to now, we've renovated our property and made considered choices. Our lives just feel so much lighter. Our routine is more efficient, everything's in the right place, we have the right space to do everything that we want, and decorating everything to a high standard has just meant that our lives feel really elevated. Seriously though, research shows that your environment has a huge part to play in your mental health. And now one of our core values as a company is to help you create that positive snowball effect in your life through effective planning, listening to your needs, and making renovation and interior design choices that level up your day-to-day. It's not just about getting the job done quickly and then possibly staring at something that you really regret doing for just years and years. It's about doing it once and doing it well so that you can enhance your experience of life and really make the most out of this opportunity and be proud of the home that you've built. When a renovation isn't properly planned, it will feel like every day is putting out fires, and sometimes indecision can cause work to just grind to a halt, costing time and costing money, and I literally shudder thinking about that. Now, like I said at the start of this video, proper planning can help you avoid that kind of mess. Make sure that you plan, give your project the best chance of success. Tap into your resilience to ease the pressure, and don't beat yourself up or anyone else up when mistakes happen. If you have the opportunity to invest in something now that will save you money in your project later, be open to it. You don't need to be rich or experienced to renovate your dream home affordably. And in fact, join my online course and I'll show you how to renovate successfully. And finally, try to make decisions that will benefit you in the long term. It's been great reflecting on some of what I've learned as a renovator and an interior designer over the last decade. And yeah, thank you for indulging me. And I hope that you've learned something in this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any of your own to share. I always love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.